picks. And, of course, in March, it's March Madness. I don't sleep either. There were 6 games that there were no lines out last night. I did the videos this morning. 3 are posted. 3 I'm going to post while these other guys are talking during the show. That's right. Multitasking right here. Anyways, we're going to be giving out tons of free picks. We got 11 college basketball games today. I don't know how much hockey, but we're going to go over those as well. And speaking of going over, we've got Brian and Rod with us. It's March Madness. Yesterday, my first losing college basketball day in March. I'm going to bounce back. I thought it was just an impossible card to begin with. I don't know, Sundays, light schedule days, I generally struggle. And, there was a million other directions I could have gone. I could have waited on some things, and I didn't do it, and it bit me in the ass. The only game that I would say that really got me that I didn't, was Iowa. I really thought that they had that thing. I really thought they were going to cover. They were up. They certainly had every chance to cover. But then, here I am touting Wisconsin, big time as well. So, for the NCAA tournament. So, go figure. I think Wisconsin's a Final Four team, but that's just me. Brian, anything yesterday? That Sunday schedule just always painful, it seems. It just seems a bad day to bet on college hoops. It's like NBA.
I'll tell you what I was thinking is it's not really that it's Sunday. For me, it was at the end of the regular season in a lot of cases yesterday, and who had the motivation to win big, cover, between the two teams that are going at it. Just for me, once the conference tournament started and the big dance of March Madness starts, both teams are going to be going at it, leaving it all on the floor. Some cases yesterday, you don't know if Iowa had all the motivation. I had Iowa also, you would have thought, but it looked like Wisconsin was the team that was playing possessed in the second half yesterday. Usually they go to sleep in the second half. So
yeah, I think Wisconsin definitely had a lot more to play for in that game, and we saw it. This week for a lot of these teams there is no tomorrow. A lot of the games today, all the games today, there is no tomorrow for a lot of these teams and for a lot of these players. Not every college basketball player that plays, are they going to the NBA, or that's their aspiration. A lot of these guys, they go there. This is how they pay for their college, right? And they get this scholarship. They go and they go to school. The NBA only has 12 guys on a team or something. Then there's the G League and there's some foreign leagues, but really that's it. Most of these guys, this is it. And how, we talk about the guys that leave early or whatever, but how many Zion Williamsons and John Morants come down the pike, Not many. A lot of guys leaving early, but not a lot of those guys end up in the league. But it's not even a lot in the grand scheme of things. It's 100 maybe, or less 60. And, there's 400 and something college basketball teams. So you always have to keep that in mind. The late premium show though yesterday, we knocked the cover off the ball. And I think that's what it is that during the day we got to see the line movements. We got to see all that stuff. And then it's it's like hitting that late premium show is like hitting softballs, right? It's like serving up. It's like,
look at that one.
I hate Michigan. I didn't even give out the Michigan State premium pick yesterday. What was I thinking? It's like, how much do I have to trash Michigan to talk myself into fading this team?
I had Michigan State also, but if you look at that game, that doesn't mean Michigan's a bad team.
No. Just because they've lost 2 of their last 3 in March, heading into the tournament time, it doesn't mean anything.
What were they playing for exactly? They already beat the crap out of them.
Okay. Michigan State. What are they playing for?
Well, if they already locked up the top seed.
Michigan State, what are you playing for? Everything. For those teams in college sports, that is their season. That is why they go to that school, to play in that game. That is why they go to that school. It has nothing, all that other stuff in college sports is gravy. National championships, all that other stuff, gravy. Like a guy goes to North Carolina to play in the Duke Carolina game. You go to Florida to play in the Florida Georgia game. It's like this is why you go to these schools. Auburn is like, what's more important to an Alabama Auburn fan? That Iron Bowl is always more important than a national championship. It is a bigger game. It's just, it is what it is. So saying that Michigan didn't care about the Michigan State game.
I don't know that.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying, I was on Michigan State because they got slaughtered the game before, and it's a rivalry between those two teams. So I'd much rather have the points. But
I say it all.
I'm not going to say Michigan's not soft just because
I say this quote all the time, and Draymond Green summed the whole thing up. He said it, when he walked off the court in his last game of his college career. His last regular season game, and it was Michigan State, last game of the season. And he walked out the court and he said, "They might dislike us. I hate them." And that pretty much summed it all up. Anyway, speaking of hate,
I don't think Houston played hard yesterday. I mean, that was another team that I lost on.
That wasn't really a rivalry game,
I'm not saying it was a rivalry game. I'm just saying they didn't look like they were playing with their head on fire yesterday.
I mean, if you tell me Duke didn't play hard against Carolina, that I believe you. I mean, they got slaughtered. They got crushed. But let's get to this card. Let's get to this card. Hofstra versus Elon. Milwaukee versus Cleveland State. South Dakota State and Oral Roberts. Canisius up against Rider. I think these are all actually really good games. Brian, you like any of these four?
Yeah, I strong lean towards Hofstra. Elon has turned their season around. I think they won 5 or 6 straight. But Hofstra are one of the pride teams, Colonial. I don't think that 5 number is out of hand. I see Hofstra winning this by 7 or 8 points here. So I'm going to go with Hofstra there. And then I'm going to take Rider plus the points. I know Rider's had a brutal season, but they've played 10 more games than the Golden Griffins. And I just think this is a one-possession game. These two teams tend to play really tight ball games, and 6.5 seems like a ton of points. So I'll take Rider plus the points there.
Right.
For me, I'm with you. I like Hofstra as well. Prize just got the better offense. Come into this one, get the win. Give me Hofstra on that one. And I'm going to go the other way. Give me Canisius over Rider. Canisius 6-4 their last 10, 6-4 against the number. Riders 2-8, only 5-5 against the number. Only 5-7 on the road is Rider against the number as well. I like Canisius. I'll lay the points, and I think Canisius wins this one handily.
I like Elon in that one against Hofstra. I think there's way too many points in that game. I also like Cleveland State against Milwaukee. I like the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State against Oral Roberts.
I think that's a homer pick there.
Well, it's
you got the hat.
Yes, and I like Rider against Canisius as well. I just not seeing it. I don't see the points there. I think Canisius probably wins. I think Rider covers in that thing. I think they have a chance to beat them, but I don't know. I'm less than thrilled with either of those teams. But the one that I like of those three the most, and it's not a premium pick, is Elon. This is a team that's just played well in the dog role and has played. They were 3.5-point favorites against Towson. They won by 30. Then they were a 4.5-point dog against a good James Madison team that could have won this tournament, and no one would have been surprised. They beat them outright. I don't know, man. Seems to be a tough one. Oral Roberts and South Dakota State is actually two really good teams. That's the one that I wanted to bet, and I can't get there. I just can't get there. I want to bet it though. I'm going to bet it. I'm going to bet it. I just can't get there. I think I'm fine at 5, but I think I see 4.5s now. So it's like I'm fine there too. the line, it's different prices at different books. It's like I'm not even sure what direction this is going to go because the line it was a late line and a morning line, so it hasn't really been bet yet, you know. So it's one of those ones that we're going to have to watch throughout the day. Maybe we'll talk about it later on tonight. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We've got Georgia State against App State. Love that one. We've got UNC Greensboro versus Mercer. Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and NKU against Oakland. We've got in this segment, we've got two of the better great offense versus great defense games. You know, that will probably, that's what we're going to see a lot of this week. The really good offense against the really good defense. Something's got to give, right? It's the something's got to give games. And that's what we have in these. So, I think that Mercer-Greensboro, is going to be a war. Georgia State, App State. I'm excited about it. I mean, App State is, knocked off Coastal, right? I mean, it's like they didn't give a crap what this spread was. They busted. It's like, oh, yeah? Well, we'll take you. We'll go a couple extra minutes, too. We'll drag you around the block a couple times. That's pretty much what they did to him. Anyways, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. It's March. I got a new sign for behind me. It says, "This is my happy place." Gotta put it up. Brian, show us.
Are we finishing out the card, or did you?
No. We stopped at the last three: Drexel, Northeastern, North Dakota State, South Dakota, and BYU Pepperdine. We're going to come to those after. We don't have much to work with today. So we're trying to.
You just turned my attention to this App State Georgia State game. I mean, to me, it looks like a play on Georgia State. I mean, they've been App State has turned it on late, but they're they're 4-6 last 10 overall. Georgia State, the way this line's moving, we see the bigger bettors coming in on the Panthers here, minus the 7. But UNC Greensboro is probably my better of the two plays. I just think they're the class of their conference, and there's no reason why they can't beat Mercer by 10. Mercer, nice little run here, but I think it ends today against UNC Greensboro. Oh, you had St. Mary's and Gonzaga in that run too, eh?
Yep.
Yep. Well, I'm all over St. Mary's. I really love them plus the points here. What is Gonzaga playing for exactly? They got the number 1 seed. They're undefeated. As long as they win this game, I think this is the season here for St. Mary's. They're going to leave it all on the floor. I'm going to take that as 17.5 points all day long. I think it's the easiest cover of the free picks.
I think, with that, leaving it all on the floor, I'm a big leave it all on the floor guy, right? I mean, I just talked about Michigan State and, and Michigan, how important games like that are. But the issue I have with this game, and Rod will give his opinion as well, hopefully, on this one. What does St. Mary's have to leave on the floor? I mean, that's the issue here. Do they have anything that they can leave on the floor? Maybe a hoodie? I don't know.
Gonzaga's just 500. Gonzaga's 500 against the spread.
They get back to the locker room. It's like, anyone see my hoodie? I left it on
This is a big rivalry. St. Mary's hates Gonzaga.
St. Mary's is terrible, man.
Yeah, they might be terrible, but Gonzaga's 500 against the spread. That just goes to show you it doesn't matter how great your record is. It doesn't mean you're covering games.
They've been laying a lot more points than this is the issue. They've been laying in the 25.5 to 27 range.
I'll take my chances with St. Mary's.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, and I think the issue that I have with Gonzaga. And, I haven't done a lot of Gonzaga bashing this season because they did play some good out-of-conference games or whatever, is that they play their good out-of-conference games, and they don't duck anybody. They had Baylor on the schedule. The game got canceled. They didn't duck them, That didn't happen. But they played West Virginia. They played Virginia. They played Tennessee, right? Or did that game get canceled too? I think that one got canceled too. But they played a bunch of other good teams, I think Kansas they played. The issue is they play them early, and what you see early and what you see late are two different things. I mean, Rhode Island looked pretty good early. So did San Francisco. Look good early. But how you look late and how you look early, that's the difference. Minnesota looked great early. Not so good late. I don't know. So we'll have to see how the Zags do against these teams that have been through playing in wars every single week up against the teams that have been playing Pepperdine. Pacific. And you know, I think Gonzaga would go to the Pac-12 if they would have them. You know, I think they would. But they won't have them. It's like they would never let them in the door. Just like the Big 12 would never let Boise State in the door. They only got 10 teams. We're the Big 12. We only got 10. I don't care. We're not letting those guys. We're not letting you in the door of this place. It's like no chance. It's just like when they wouldn't let Miami in the SEC. Same thing. It's like, we're not letting you in this, man. It's like we are not up for that. Like that ain't gonna happen. That would be the worst thing we ever did. That's why Duke didn't want Miami in, and North Carolina did not want Miami in the ACC. Anyways, doesn't matter. Rod, what do you think here? St. Mary's, Gonzaga, and these others?
Well, in the St. Mary's, Gonzaga, I'm going to take Gonzaga in that one. I think they're going to win this by 20. I know what St. Mary's' plan is. As you can see by the total, they're going to just hold the ball and not release the ball in there when they have the ball till that shot clock says like 1/100th of a second on the clock, and try to reduce the possessions that Gonzaga has. But the problem is Gonzaga's offensive efficiency is just too good. And can St. Mary's keep up with that? I don't think so. So I'm going to take Gonzaga. And I also like the under. Give me the under 143. I think everybody thinks that Gonzaga games go way over. So I'm going to take this one under. I think St. Mary's, the only chance that they have in this game is to slow down the pace, which is what's going to happen in this game. So give me the under 143.5 in that one. Mercer and UNC, I think we're going to have a track meet in that one. Give me the over 136.5 in that one. Seems a little light. And App State and Georgia State, ooh, that's going to be a tight game. I think I'm going to take the under 136.5 in that one. That's going to be a good game.
I'm taking the points with App State, man. It's 7 now, and it's too many or just enough for me. I think App State has a better chance of winning outright than Georgia State has covering that spread against that defense. The App State defense has shown up in a big way in this conference tournament action. These guys, I mean, you know, they get looked past all the time in every sport, but that Georgia State defense allows almost 73 points a game, and App State allows 64 points a game. And in tournament action, that defense is always going to give you a chance. Georgia State scores 81 points a game. I mean, we know that. We know that, right? I mean, these guys, it's not like we're not just these late, you know, it's March Madness, now all of a sudden we're covering college basketball, right? It's like we've been watching these crap games all year long just for this, just for today. And App State scores 71 points a game, but I'm going to say what I say all the time. Everyone at the Division I level, except for guys that are true specialists, and those guys are a rare breed, a true specialist, the Dennis Rodman, right? And even he could score if he really had to. Can absolutely score, no problem, can take over a game. There's every single player at the Division I level was a star in high school. Every single one of them. There's not a guy at the Division I level. There might be some guy that slipped through some kind of cracks, grew 10 feet in his freshman year. There might be one of those guys. But every guy, if you are on a Division I scholarship, you were the best player or one of the best players on your high school team, regardless of which school you went to. You might not have been the best player, but you were one of the best players. Some schools, they're factories, but in a lot of these schools, you were the best player, one of the best players. And you're going to be able to score. And if you're up against the 250th ranked defense in college basketball. We've talked about how these rankings work, right? If they were in the Big 12, would they be 250th or would they be 400th? You know, it's like they would be, right? And would the App State defense be 40th? In the Big 12, probably not, but they would still be up there. They would still be like in the 120. So it's that number. It's the 64.1 points per game against. Very, very hard to beat a team by a touchdown that you can't score points on. And, if you're giving up points, anyone at the Division I level is going to be able to do that to you. Everyone on this team. This App State team has gone to overtime their last 2 games as a dog. Less points than this and won it outright. A 5-point dog both times out. Took them to overtime. These guys aren't going to fade away. They're not just going to go away. It's kind of like the guys who think like the bookies in New York when they go to legal betting. Yeah, those guys are just going to go away. Who's going to tell them that? Yes, you've been elected to go tell the guys that are currently taking the bets in New York that that they are supposed to just go away. I don't think that's going to happen.
The line looks a little suspicious in that App State game.
Absolutely.
It's up 2 points.
Absolutely. Looks absolutely suspicious, but I think the higher it goes, the more attractive App State gets.
You turned me on to that. You turned me on to that matchup there.
And you're on the other side. You like offense?
I will be.
I like dogs and defense, and that's my game. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stick to my guns.
I like when 2 crappy teams go at it. For me, that's good watching.
These aren't crappy. These are good teams.
I don't mean these in general. I'm just talking about when you get like a Northern Kentucky versus.
Is this the championship? This might be the championship game in the Sun Belt.
I think it is.
Yeah, the winner of this game goes to March Madness. Goes to the dance. The loser will not be getting an at-large bid. So believe me, these guys are going to leave it all on the frickin' table. You want to talk about leaving it all out on the floor? They're not getting an at-large bid. That ain't going to happen.
Nope.
Well, to me, it looks like the action's on App State here.
As it should be.
Well, then they wouldn't have to raise it 2 points.
You're foolish and lack vision.
Hey, it wouldn't be a day if we weren't arguing about something.
You know nothing.
It would be fun if I said, "Yeah, Mitch, that's a great play. I like it too."
It happens. It happens. I don't say it happens all the time. It's happened before. Not on this show, but it's happened. I don't know. I think I have 2 of these other games are premium picks for me, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. Northeastern against Drexel. I think this is a good game too. I think the wrong team is favored in that one. North Dakota State against South Dakota. Wow, the line moved since I just did the video a couple minutes ago. And BYU against Pepperdine. Winner gets to take on the Masters in the rugby tournament after school. Winner will get Gonzaga St. Mary's winner. Congratulations. Tomorrow's schedule is actually off the chain. I mean, tomorrow it's like we have some early playing games. We've got all kinds of action. It's like all the small conferences are going. It is back to like full scale. So I'm not a sales guy. You never hear me with the pitch or anything like that. I'm just going to say this. If you're going to buy a premium package, if you're going to buy a weekly package, and you're worried about like the value and how many picks I'm getting, I get these questions all the time. How many picks am I going to get? You're worried about any of that stuff? This is your week. This is your week. You will not get picks on next Monday, but you will get plenty in between. You might get picks on Monday. It depends when the NIT would start on Tuesday. Well, the play-in games will be Tuesday and Wednesday, right? Next week.
They also have a CIT tournament, don't they?
I think it's canceled.
Oh.
Just get the month. Do yourself a favor. You'll get the beginning of baseball season too, because baseball starts April 1st, right? So
I'm already looking at preseason baseball stuff. So.
There you go. The Phillies have already lost 6 games. No,
I'm the only guy that'll sit there and watch a preseason baseball game instead of watching like a regular basketball game.
Bryce Harper has already struck out 43 times.
Bryce Harper is one of the best players in the league, for sure. Harper's a stud. He's just overpaid.
Yeah, overpaid bomb.
He's overpaid.
Maybe not a complete bomb, but he's...
I mean, the guy you can count on him hitting 120 RBIs, 130 RBIs, hitting 35 home runs, and probably batting 265. If he batted 300, he'd be upper echelon.
Got Northeastern, Drexel, South Dakota, North Dakota, BYU, Pepperdine. Brian, any of these?
Me and you agree 100% on Northeastern. I think the wrong team's favored here. I can't believe I'm getting +2 with Northeastern. I mean, they've played a tougher schedule. They've lost to their big out-of-conference games, but overall, I just think Northeastern's the better team, and the public guys are all over Drexel in this one. Huge numbers. I mean, it's a smaller sample yet. We'll see how it goes as the day goes on. Maybe this will be a premium show pick. I don't know, but Northeastern plus the points for me all day long.
It doesn't even make sense to me how Drexel is favored. I don't see it, and the line is.
It worries me a little bit, but
not me. I think there's just some bad bettors out there. It's March Madness.
I like what I see with the numbers though.
March Madness usually means bad bettors. I mean, that's what we have here.
Recency bias is what's going on there.
Because the North Carolina game.
But if you look, people are bad. They're like, "Ooh, Drexel won the last game. They're going to win this one."
Yeah, but Northeastern won their last game too.
Oh, I know.
They beat them good. I don't know, man. I like Northeastern in that game. I think the point is a gift. I don't even understand this line.
I got
Drexel got swept by College of Charleston. I mean, is that even possible? I didn't even know that was possible. It's like they were dressed. They all had COVID and they used Delaware State's players that day. It's like excuses how you get swept by College of Charleston. I'll tell you what we need here is Romanelli. He would explain the likelihood, the odds of something like that happening.
He texted me this morning, so.
Did he?
It's always nice to hear from Romanelli early in the morning.
I'll tell you what, man. The kid almost made me cry yesterday. He said to me, if I didn't have the obligations I had, and he's so smart, he doesn't pay for school. They pay him to go, right? It's like something. So if I didn't have those obligations, I'd quit tomorrow and work with you full time.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He did say it. I'm touched. I was verklempt. Touched. Moved.
He's a junior.
Definitely a moving moment.
I was moved. I felt like we had done something right.
Yeah.
He's not dropping out of school. It's not happening.
No.
Not for lack of effort on my part. Anyways. Yeah, I like Northeastern here. I don't know. It's like I could see BYU busting up Pepperdine. I could see Pepperdine hanging on. It's like BYU at 19-5. I'm not a bracketology person, and I even said this during the video. I don't even know. Are they in? Or are they out? At 19-5, they beat San Diego State at San Diego State. I know that they got whooped by Gonzaga, and I think they played them tough one time, right? They covered.
I think so.
Are they in or out? So
did you see that game was canceled? BYU and Pepperdine.
No way.
That's what I just saw online.
It's not. They can't. No,
maybe I'm wrong. But.
No, it's what it is. What you probably are seeing is that it's an 11:59 start, so it's the next day.
It's such a weird next day game.
Oh, wait a minute though. I am seeing 0 bets on this game. Wow, that would be sad. I wonder if we're going to see this in the NCAA tournament. So people are saying that BYU is in, which is a sham.
So kind of what happens is like we seen earlier.
So
the
BYU
game got canceled, and they just
walkover. They just give them the next round. Yeah. You get to play Gonzaga. Yeah. Whoever is the cancel team. I'm going to guess it's Pepperdine since they've already missed a crap ton, right? But you can go to games now in California, right?
It's getting better.
Outside. will be playing
That's
the
like
game.
the worst state to live in, though. I mean, you're really getting.
It's only because of the per capita per people.
The Anaheim Ducks will be playing their game outside. It's 85 degrees. I don't think this is a great idea. No, really.
He threw the puck in the net. Like they're swimming.
All right,
now.
we'll find out more about this BYU fiasco, if it's going to go or it's not going to go.
I don't know. I can't find anything. It still looks like
I don't
it's
see
there to me.
anything. What do our friends at ESPN say? When all else fails, ask the mouse. When all else fails, schedule. They're still showing March 7th. They don't even have it. Oh, there it is. March 8th. Not showing canceled on ESPN.
Nope.
So, all right. We have any more picks here? Or are we going to go to hockey?
I like BYU in that one. If it's not canceled.
I like Pepperdine if it's not canceled.
If it is canceled, I like the team that advances.
Good old Peppy hasn't let me down much this year. I've had good luck with Pepperdine. Good old Peppy.
If it is played, I would say the team that scores the most points will win that game.
It has nothing to do with the cover.
Yeah, I'm not betting that one. I'll tell you that much. I don't like
It's
it.
too late at night for me.
Both those teams have done me dirty, you know. So it's like I really don't want anything to do with either of them. It's like I've been screwed enough by both those teams for at least 2 seasons worth. I mean, that Pepperdine UCLA game happened in November. I'm still in pain. How did they not cover that game against UCLA? It's like they get to overtime. It's like,
no, I hate overtime when you have a dog.
oh, well, the worst part of this one is it's like not only did they lose, they didn't cover, and it's like I can't even figure out how they didn't cover. You know?
Yeah. Those are the worst. You're thinking, you're like anything but overtime, and then you go to overtime. Like, okay, we're still close. We should be good. It's overtime. No, lose the cover.
How about if in the overtime, like you have the team that you need to get it to overtime. Like I had Duke against Louisville, right? So I needed them to get it to overtime. Then they go to overtime, they just get slaughtered. It's like, why bother? Why did you take me there? Why didn't you just let me rip up my ticket, move on to the next game? You got to drag me there for another 5 minutes, which in college basketball could be about 45 minutes, you know? It's like you got to just stomp on my heart for an extra. It's like, why do you do that?
What about Houston and Memphis yesterday? I thought it was going to overtime, and then Houston hit that shot. 2 seconds left. I mean, they wouldn't have covered probably in overtime, but.
I love this
Those
stuff.
are the worst. You're like, come on, get me to overtime. And you're like, yes, we made it to overtime. So you feel a little excited, and then you get stomped.
And then they throw a half-court shot.
Jesus. Why did you take me to overtime?
I live for this. I live for this stuff. It's like, you know, it's like they rip your guts out, and then it's like, you know, the guy hits the meaningless layup for the cover. It's like, yeah. It's like same day. You're just like you're all depressed, you know. It's like I can't even shake the salad dressing, you know, to pour it on. It's like I'm just too depressed. It's like, because you got to remember, like all these games are on in the afternoon for us, you know. So it's like it's pre-dinner time, and it's just like, oh man, I can't even slice the tomato to throw it on this salad. I'm so depressed. And then it's like the guy hits. It's like in baseball, you know, we'll see it a lot where the guy hits the solo shot, you know, off the reliever when you're laying the run line, and they win by 1. How about this? Okay, so here's the thing that's happened in the last few years, and I think is just the most annoying of annoying things to me as a sports bettor is the guy misses the free throw and everybody high fives him. How about some name calling?
Because it's a team sport, you're making the guy feel better.
Yeah, I don't feel better. I'm not feeling any better, I'll tell you that much. How about some name calling? How about some berating? You think like when a guy drops a pass, when Tom Brady throws it right in his hands, you think Brady like comes over and gives him a hug, high fives him? You ever see the quarterback just screaming at the receiver, "You suck"? Peyton Manning was terrible at it, right? I mean, it would just be like, "Oh my God, man!" It's like I'm gonna talk about just totally undressing a guy, you know. And you see quarterbacks do it all the time. The only guy who I've seen recently, actually, the only quarterback I've seen recently that's had any kind of compassion for a receiver that drops balls is Ben Roethlisberger. He had the kid, that really fast kid on his team that kept dropping the passes, and he actually worked with them and tried to, lift them up. But he didn't do the same with Ebron, that's for sure. Let's go to the NHL. Speaking about getting screwed on empty net goals. Oh, we got 6 games, not 9. Vegas. We got Vegas against the Smudges. Got Houston against Ottawa, and the Sharks against, I guess that's why they called them the Blues. Rod, any of those 3?
Yeah, for me, I'm going to take the Vegas Knights. They're starting to look like the Vegas Knights that we expected to see. They're getting things rolling. 6 wins in a row. A couple of those have come against the Smudges. I'm going to take Vegas. Low price. Lay a little bit of juice, but I think they get the win here. Give me Vegas over the Wild. And I'm going to take the Oilers on the puck line. Ottawa played last night in Calgary. They stuck out a win, beat Calgary. Woo! Calgary loses. Nothing makes me happier than seeing Calgary lose. So now they have to travel up the highway to Edmonton, and they haven't fared so well against Edmonton this year. So I'm going to take the Oilers on the puck line in that one. They beat them up, 2-goal win in that one. And the Blues in 4 games and 6-night situation here. And so far in this situation, they have not fared good at all. So I'm going to take the Sharks. I think the Sharks sneak a win in this one. Give me the Sharks over the Blues. As the Blues will be Blues. Blues.
Brian,
Ron Elvis over there.
Any of these? I moved Elvis from here to up there. Maybe that's why I lost. I moved because I don't have as much camera at the on that top shelf. He was a little shorter than Jack Binion over here. So I moved Jack Binion over here, and I moved Elvis back. Jack's right there.
And Elvis is over there.
Gotta have Jack Binion.
Yeah, those games you mentioned, I think Rod's right on there with the San Jose Sharks and Blues. I think the Blues are going to be a little tired in this one. The Sharks haven't been a bad team to play in spots. Nice plus money here at home. But I'm going to lean towards taking the Senators plus the 1.5. I know that they lost in a shootout yesterday. But to me, I just see it as a 1-goal game. And, man, Edmonton Oilers laying 230 today. That's a very steep price. I'm going to take the plus 1.5 with the Senators. I don't love it. I just want to get some action. I'm an action junkie here. It's my degenerate bet.
Oh, there you have it. I like all the dogs. Except for Vegas against the Smudges. Mild favorite here.
Yeah, mild. It's almost a pick 'em.
Almost.
That's my game of the month, right?
Vegas. It's that easy. How about them Sharks? They've looked like crap. You want to talk about straight? You want to talk about hot diggity dog poop? There's a dog for you, man. You take the Sharks here, you're reaching.
How do you figure we're reaching here? They're not a super. They're not having a super season, but they're not that. I mean, you're getting value there at home.
I'm on the Sharks. It's always Shark Week here. It's always Shark Week. I'm just saying, if you don't have the guts to take the Sharks, you might want to sit this one out. It hasn't been pretty.
No, it hasn't been pretty for the Sharks. You can look at the numbers. The Sharks are 1-8 in their last 9 games as a home dog. So you're winning 1 out of 9. I think this is the 1 out of 9. I'm going to bet the Sharks too.
All right. Coyotes against the Avs. Looks like a good place for me to take a beating on a dog. We've got Vancouver against Montreal. I don't know. Montreal's played a lot less games, it looks like, than Vancouver. And the Ducks against the Kings. King me, baby. Minus $1.25, man. What's up with these Kings? See, ever since Ruffalo's not on the show anymore, the Kings are favored. What the hell does that mean?
I'll tell you what, guys. Who's going first? Me or Ron? I forgot.
Whoever you want.
Ron.
Guys,
Go ahead.
You know, it's Monday.
Sorry,
It's Monday.
I
We're
lost
just
my
happy.
train of thought here.
It's
I
a
wanted to
big
say that I'm
happy
going to be on the
family.
drive-through tonight giving out Ducks and Kings plays, and make sure you tune in and get that one. And the other game, I like the Vancouver Canucks, the pride of Canada. I'm not too wild about this goaltending matchup here, but I think the Canucks keep it going at home. I like this plus 135 that I'm getting. I just think there's value with Vancouver here.
Right?
For me, I like the Colorado Avalanche. They're starting to get things rolling. I'll take the Avalanche on the puck line in that one. And the Kings and the Ducks, I'm going to take the Kings. And the reason the Kings are favored in that one. Ducks are just awful. This is the first game back at home for the Ducks off of a road trip. Kings are rested. I'll take the Kings. First game at home. I like fade team's first game at home off of a road trip because you know what happens when you first get home. You got all these other things to do. You're not thinking about this game. So Kings get a win in that one. And I like Montreal and Vancouver. I'm going to take the over as goals become plenty in this one. Montreal scored 28 goals in 5 games already against the Canucks this year. They might be able to score that many on their own to get the over. I like the over 6 goals in that one. Give me the over.
Wow, we got 139 likes. Something must be going wrong for us to get that many with it's 700 people watching. Let's see. I put in the link for YouTube Premium. I've got a college basketball 3-pack today. I actually like today better than I liked yesterday, for sure. You know?
Today's growing on me.
Today is growing on me for sure. And, of course, our YouTube Premium, I just put a link in the comments on YouTube to get our YouTube Premium. The Late Show, I don't think we've missed a pick all weekend on that one. And I think that the Late Show is like hitting softballs. The early show has been good at times, but it hasn't been as good. We've had some good runs on the early show too. We've had some good runs on the show too. I think that, over the course of the month, I haven't kept track of the record, but I'm going to guess, man, it's been way, way, way to the good. And that if you bet $5 a game, my guess, if you bet $5 a game, you have probably cashed big. Even at
I think if you're betting $100 a game and you come out positive $2,000 at the end of the month, that $50 is, well worth it. What I got going on today is my Monday night money shot 3-pack. I got 2 college basketball, 1 NHL, my NHL game of the month, biggest bet I've made in the NHL for probably 2 months actually. But pick that up, $40, pickdogs.com premium picks. Also, now's the time to get one of our tournament passes. Mine's $250. So make sure you give it a look because action's going to heat up hot and heavy.
I have a 3-pack. But I'm telling you that this is the time to get a monthly. You never hear me push this or anything like that. I'm just saying, If you've considered buying premium picks, if you've been buying like a pick here or a package or whatever, this is the time to just get the monthly. This is the time. It's like it's
or
not
two for one monthly.
The monthly and the weeklies and the 3 days are not guaranteed. Like buying the individual daily picks. So some people, they want guaranteed, they buy those daily picks. I get it. It makes sense. If you don't win, you get your money in credit. You know, you can buy more picks and all that other stuff. If you buy the monthly, it doesn't work that way. But if you're going to be betting anyway, you want the picks or whatever, the 2-for-1s, the 2-for-1 monthly, you can get Brian and mine, Rod and Brian, me and Rod, whatever, also great deals. This way you get more than one opinion. It's like, I don't know, man. To me, the 2-for-1 seems like a no-brainer. Anyways, that wraps up our show. We got any parlays, Rod?
Yeah, for me, I've got to kickstart the week. It's off of back-to-back winning weeks. Trying for 3 winning weeks in a row.
You got a parlay or not? You got a parlay or not?
Yeah.
This is a simple question. It's a yes or no question.
I do. It won yesterday, so here comes another one. We're going to take Hofstra minus the points. We're going to take Oral Roberts. And we're going to take the Zags and St. Mary's under the total. So Hofstra, Oral Roberts, Zags, and St. Mary's under the total.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ryder plus the points, Northeastern plus any points you can get, and then go Georgia State minus the points, -7.
I'm going to take the Vegas Golden Knights against the Smudges because the penny told me to. I'm going to go with App State against Georgia State. And Northeastern versus Drexel. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Rod, Brian, as always. Those of you that are premium members will be sending out that premium video in just a few minutes. So no reason to say, I can't see it. You will see it. It's under the community tab. Give us about 10 minutes or so. Thanks. Have a great day. We're going to try and act more professional tomorrow. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. Big March Madness day. Big week, man. This is going to be a big week. I am not going to be playing a lot of golf this week, unfortunately. We'll see in a few minutes, premium.